Good morning, guys. It's Wednesday. I have off. Woohoo! And tentatively, I'm on call, so at least I can celebrate that I'm sitting at home and I get to relax a little bit. Got to sleep in. Coffee. Fantastic. And day started off well. The only downside to having this beard, it hangs into everything, including the coffee. And yes, that is a mustache cup already, but it's just getting a little unruly here. So yeah, might need to do some more training. I think I need a stiffer, what do you call it, beard wax or something like that, just to kind of see if I can get it out. Anyway, day started off well. Slept in, made coffee, watched Paul H. Wednesdays don't get better than that. So it's about time I got my shave on and went about my business. Got to take the car to the shop for an oil change. Be doing that later on. And it's Wednesday. I hope you guys are doing well. To my new subscribers, thank you so much. Saw that apparently YouTube now does notify you if you get a new subscriber. That's fantastic. So now you can actually get a feel for it, and not just kind of every now and then when you look onto the page, it's kind of, oh, look at that, there's two more. But no, so thank you very much. Right, today we'll be using something which I got on Sunday. Oddly enough, I didn't know there was any mail coming on Sunday, so I missed it. And Monday morning, before I went to work, because it was raining, I checked the mailbox just in case there was anything in there, because my mailbox is bad about getting wet inside. And ta-da! There was a little package in there from the Wisconsin shaver. And we had talked, and he happened to have a razor which I've been dying to get. A beautiful Gillette old type single ring. Let's see if this will show up there. Gillette. And this one, if anybody's wondering, these black spots on here and here, that's that's not tarnish really, it's oxidized there. And it's black because this is silver plated. So razor is in fantastic shape, considering it's from 1919, according to Troy. And he knows his razor stuff, especially with the vintage ones. And the way it works is you twist down here. Whoop. This slides out. Top cap comes off like so, and bottom plate stays on it. Now I did do a shave on Monday, which initially I did tape, and let's just put it this way, it will probably never see daylight, that video, for one particular reason. I did something extremely stupid on purpose, and I thought I was going to get away with it, and I didn't. So basically what I did is I picked a soap which I know I have a reaction to. It's not anything super painful or anything like that, but the face does get warm, tingly, and a little tender. If you have, if you follow me on Instagram, you can check out what I used. It's not the soap's fault. The soap smells fantastic, and that's the reason I wanted to use it. But it's hot apple cider from Sterling, and the problem is, for me at least, it contains cinnamon oil, and apparently I react to that cinnamon oil, because I get no reaction out of any other Sterling soap. Actually, it's one of my absolute favorites, just because of the performance and the scents and everything. So it's an all-around fantastic package, but there's one component in there, in the fragrances, essential oils, that I react to. And sometimes in the past I got away with it, where it just got a little warm and everything worked out. But this time, apparently, since I've been trying to shave daily more or less. It didn't have, or yeah, that didn't work out. So I basically, I did what I always preach not to do. If you have a product that you react to, don't use it. And dumb old me thought I could get away with it. That didn't work out. So I did not want to post that video for somebody that's coming in new into this hobby. Picks up that video, thinks, okay, you know what, JC did that. He was disregarding everything, and that's the way to go. So I don't want to convey that message to anybody out there. Like I said, that was the first time I was using that razor, and I had to go through several blades, and this might also be one of these occasions where I might have to switch blades, because I tried it out first with the Dorco Titan, which was a little subpar on the against the grain. So I switched over to a Gillette 7 o'clock sharp edge, the yellows, which then got the job done. Worked okay, but I've already read up a little bit on this one, and they do say it's kind of hit or miss sometimes on the single rings. What razor gear you get, some of them are very smooth, and some of them have a little bit of a bite, and I'm thinking I might have gotten one with a little bit more bite. So it's going to be an interesting search to find the perfect blade for it. And that's what I suggest to anybody. If you have a razor that's a little you're not happy with the performance in any kind of way, run a couple of blades through it. You don't have to do a full shave, and you'll see that later, what I'll be doing. Sorry about that. What I'll be doing there, if things don't work out, and just kind of try and find a good combination. Don't give up on the razor. I suggest the same thing with when you start out with a new blade. Run it through a couple of razors, see if it performs good in all of them or just some of them, or if it doesn't perform at all for you, But give it a little bit of a chance there. All right, right to that. So this is like I said, it is considered a 3-piece because this does come out. But it is, some of you might recognize this from the Makua 34C, which is a 2-piece, because it has a ring in here, which basically keeps the bottom part in, and that's the only difference there. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, on a Wednesday, halfway through the week. Ooh, not doing much for me this time. This is my working weekend again. So, soap today will be the Italian Barber Millionario. This soap is not produced in this way anymore. They gave up that line. They took this scent, which is their version idea of what's the original scent? Paco Rabanne 1 million. And they now have put it back into the Razor Rock realm, under that label, with new formulation also. It's been reformulated. This is the original formulation that they had with, I believe, argan oil. Unfortunately, I'd love to show you the ingredients list, but yeah, it's seen some water, so it's not very readable. But I can pick out that it has argan oil in it, which not every Razor Rock soap back then had. And the scent is fantastic. It's not too strong. It's about a 4.5. If you guys know Razor Rock soaps, they're usually not the strongest scented ones, but they're nice. So, right, under the Razor Rock label nowadays, I think it goes by the name of Gold. So, with a new formulation, like I said, also. I have the matching aftershave. And as a brush today, and this thing holds a ton of water, hold on, the 26 mil Sterling Finest Badger. Just felt like a badger today. Right, so just came out of the shower not all too long ago. This thing's been soaking in there for the whole time, so probably about 10-15 minutes, which is a little on the long side, but doesn't hurt it. Hope not. So let's get lathered. Usually you don't have to lather these soaps too much, something like a 10-second load. And I don't shake out or take out all the water out of the brush, just to kind of get things moving, because this soap, like I said, I've had it for quite a while. It's probably bordering close to 1.5 to 2 years, somewhere along that line. And it has cured, like most of my RazoRock soaps, in the tub, and it's gotten a little harder. So, as you can see, if you go in it just a tad wetter, you can loosen this stuff up. So, let me get some water on the face. Here's a little hand towel. Just make room for it. And we're going to take the stuff off the side of the tub and from the inside. Don't want to waste anything. Alright, let's get lathering. So yeah, day started off very relaxed. Been talking to Brad a little bit this morning, just texting back and forth. Cincy from Cincy Shaves already made my day fairly early in the morning. He sent me a nice little picture. I will include this here. So yeah, just to tease me a little bit. Thank you so much. I know you thought this picture would never go public, but haha. That's what you get for teasing me. Just dip in a little bit to get get this thing moving nicely. And as you can see, there's plenty of suds. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting shave today. Like I said, we're going to possibly try a few blades in this razor, just to kind of see what works in this, and we might not find it this time. Like I said, the other razor that I have a little bit of a problem finding a good combination with is the Merkur 45, the Bakelite. Now found one or two blades that work well, but it's not where you're saying it's like, oh yeah, that's it. So I still have to go through a couple of blades that I do have on hand, just to kind of give them a shot and see what happens. And I basically use the same method every time. And you'll see that here. I might speed it up later because this could take a little while. If we hit it right off the get-go, that I'm getting acceptable results, that would be great. But on the Merkur, I think I went through like 12 blades until I found one that was really, that was working well. And incidentally, it was this one. Now this is the original Wilkinson sword by Wilkinson sword. There is no Gillette in this one. It's made in Germany. Blade looks like this. If you follow Paul H, you will know these blades. In Germany, I can get them in the store. Not the cheapest, but I can get them in the store. They come in a, yes, this was the last blade in that little tuck. They come in a plastic tuck like so, and yeah, it usually does fairly well. It's a kind of a medium type blade, and it's not the sharpest, not the best, but definitely not the worst. It works well. Oh, sorry about that. That's how you load this blade. Bleh. So you basically take that here, just drop that on top, pop that in. Watch out that you don't cut yourself. And then all you do is drop the bottom part in there, tighten, and then make sure that the blade alignment is good. Because one thing I found out, this razor does have a little bit of a wiggle. So you can move it around. And you want an even exposure on both sides. Otherwise that could lead to a somewhat uncomfortable shave. Now the little bit of a wiggle that is in there, like I said, modern razors have that too. But with an old razor, it is somewhat to be expected. Let's say it's somewhat even, I think. Have a look. Somewhat even there. I think so. Got a nice bit of overhang here too, and a very, very flat angle on which this blade sits. So I did notice it's got some bite. So fantastic. This is not dissipating. Working well. So let's get going. Now I've got about a day and a half worth of growth. I was contemplating if I was going to shave last night, but you know, since I was a little tired and there was no need, because I was hoping to have off today, hoping that I wouldn't get a phone call, because like I said, I'm on call, so I can't venture too far away. And when I'm taking the car to the shop, I've got my my work clothes with me. Just in case. And I'm telling you, this is not too bad. I've already mentioned, I think in the past, that the Wilkinson Sword Classic blade does shave me well. Not everybody likes it, but that's, you know, basically with any blade. Some people like it, some people can't stand it. So, matter of personal choice. This is actually not too bad. I was promising you guys that we're gonna try out some blades. So, but this is moving along nicely, at least on with the grain. But when it really comes down to it, the against the grain, that's when it really gets tricky. Now, just like on the Razor Rock old type, imagine that. This razor likes a little bit of a, you know, it's like normally I'd hold the razor like so. This one you want to angle up a little further, just because of the head shape, how this blade sits in there. And then if you have a look, this gives you a nice cutting angle because it doesn't curve the blade a whole lot. So you just have to hold the head or the blade in that direction to give you the proper angle. And I've heard the Parker 24C, I think, is very similar. You just have to skew it, just to angle the blade a little bit different to get a very comfortable shave. I got lather everywhere. Oh yeah, coffee. Life does not work without coffee. Let me get some water on the face. And to be quite honest, that took things down nicely already. And the Wilkinson sword, like I said, it's not the not everybody's deal, but it does me well. And that's all you can go off of. People can throw recommendations out there about blades. Oh yeah, this is a fantastic blade, and you put it in your razor, and it's kind of like, what the heck was he talking about? This was the most horrible shave I've had. Like I said, it depends on what razor you have and on your face. And that is, for anybody new to this game of traditional wet shaving, something that you have to explore. Buy yourself a blade sampler and put it through its paces. Your face will, and your razor and that combination will, check that out. Well, very slippery stuff too. Yeah, it will only like a certain types of blades, brands of blades, if you want to say that. So this is going against the grain. This is really when we will see if this blade shines. And right now, I cannot complain. First use on this blade, fresh out of the pack. Okay, wow. Alright, I don't think I'll have to do a blade test today. I think I might have found a blade that works extremely well on this one. This was not like that on that shave on Monday. The sharp edge, the yellow, did not do quite as well in this. It was okay, but you know, there was very little pressure, and it's doing extremely well. But just to show you how I'd go about this, I'd normally take out the blade, put the other blade in, and then I usually try to use this side of the face because the skin tends to hold up. It's a little tougher here than it is here on this side, and you know, just kind of do a couple of goes at it with you know, with the other blade, and then it shows up very, very quickly against the grain if the blade works or not. If it's in any kind of way tuggy or pulley, or you know, it's just kind of like, this is not really nice. Okay, next one. Go at it again. Okay, this is better. All right, you know, you go up a little further. Okay, when you really hit the hard stubble against the grain. Let's pull out that Gillette 7 o'clock sharp edge. It's got one shave on it. And I'll speed this up so I won't talk. Alright, so we're back. As you can see, I'm going against the grain, and it's doing a good job in cutting, but it's not as smooth as that Wilkinson. So this would be a good backup blade. And then if it, you know, it's like if you're going against the grain here and here, you find out very, very quickly. You know, if it's not up to snuff, take it out, take the next one, and then you just kind of, you know, I keep little notes in here. You know, it's kind of like, all right, this one not so good, this one was okay, and this one was excellent. And that's basically how, you know, there's only 3 categories. It's like nope, or and then yep. And that's it, you know, and good enough. And then for that razor, you note that after the shave, it's kind of like, all right, this is how it worked out. Like I said, I keep a little notebook. So just bear with me. I'll switch back to the Wilkinson sword because I really like the feel of that. And then I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Now, since we've been doing all this good fun stuff here, just gonna reapply a little bit of the lather because we were getting a little dry there. I mean, the lather that was sitting here was already it was getting crunchy, if you want to say it that way. So just reapply a little bit since we have enough, and let's have at it. And this blade is doing very nicely. A very efficient razor. Has a good amount of blade feel. You can really feel the blade on the skin. And I have to train myself a little bit to not mess up the angle, because muscle memory going off of other razors is different. In the very beginning, when you start out shaving this way, it's basically the same for me right now. This is like I'm starting all over again. Yes, I know what I can do. I know my face and all that kind of stuff, so it makes it easier. But I have to train myself and pay attention that I keep the angle right, because like I said, with a lot of the other razors, it's, you know, your typical about like so, and on this one it's like such, and going through all the angles, I need to watch out a little bit. Very nice. It's a good blade. Alright. Gonna rinse off and then we'll be back for the pickups. Not rinse off. Just gonna add some water. And to be quite honest, there is not so many pickups to do. This is a fairly efficient combination there. So. This is probably a good razor to use for 3-4 days of growth, to be quite honest. Very efficient. So let's get that stuff out of here. As you can see, plenty of suds. And there's some laying here on the counter where the brush fell over, where it slipped out of my hands. So there's only a few spots. Sorry, I'm not too chatty there. I would say that's it. Yep, done. Plenty left. Alright, so let me get my coffee out of the way, because when I start rinsing off, it basically looks like Looks like a dolphin's been doing tricks here in my sink. So basically it's all gonna be one big mess. So let me get my coffee out of the way. I'll be right back, and then we'll be back for the post. And we are back. Feeling good. You can tell that this razor has some bite. I think the I'm gonna feel the aftershave today. So we shall see. Right, so first of all, witch hazel. Yeah, this razor is nothing to be playing around with. Like I said, I'm still learning the angle, and I think once that goes down a little bit better, and maybe run 2 or 3 more blades, which I have in mind, I will try one of the trigs in it the next time. That just kind of came to mind because that was a very mild, extremely smooth blade. Wasn't the most efficient, but I'm gonna see how that does. That might tone it down just nicely. And I'd like to also try a vintage Gillette blue blade in this one, just for curiosity's sakes, more or less. So anyway, while we're driving off, this video has been going long enough. What have we used? We have used, this one is the Italian Barber Millionario, now known as Razor Rock Gold, in new formulation. This is the old formulation. Then brush, hopefully I won't drop it. Let me just clear it off a little bit. The Sterling 26mm Finest Badger. Very inexpensive brush, good one too. Has broken in just wonderfully with gel tips and everything. Absolutely digging it. It's just a very big knot, as you saw. But for the price, fantastic. Razor today, the Gillette old type single ring, loaded with a Wilkinson sword classic. Now this has nothing to do with Gillette Wilkinson sword. A little bit of history behind that. Wilkinson sword gave up the name rights and production in India. Welcome back. That hadn't happened in a while. Classic Ken Surf's moment. You better stay on there. Alright, sorry about that. Where were we? Yes, Gillette. Wilkinson sword. Wilkinson sword had given up the name rights and production in India. Gillette bought the facilities and the name rights for the Indian market as Gillette, as Wilkinson sword, and has just basically popped the name on top. So that is technically, has nothing to do with Wilkinson sword anymore. It's just the name now. This is a Wilkinson sword, aka that's the European label for Schick. They're one company, and depending on what market, they either get labeled Wilkinson sword or Schick. Same product. So just FYI. All right. Like I said, hadn't had that happen in a while. So that's the blade, and now the dreaded aftershave. And I already know this one's gonna burn a bit. So that's gonna give me some good feedback. You can already see a couple of weepers. Oh yeah. God damn. Wow. Right here. Here. I think I have to use a little bit of a mellower blade on that, even though it was very smooth. Whew. As you can see, yeah, even that happens every now and then. So yes, wow. Whew. I think I will put some balm on later, some of the unscented, and let that heal up possibly till Friday, because right now it's still tingling right there. Efficient little beastie. Alrighty, but we'll figure it out. Happy to have it. Thank you, Troy. I'm off, like I said. Got an appointment at the shop. I hope to see you guys, like I said, maybe Sunday. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. I do not know who's doing a live. I know Kevy's on the road. He's busy. I'm working. So there's a very good possibility there might not be a Saturday shave. I've asked Cap if he has time and he hasn't answered yet. So sorry guys, but yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. See you around, stay safe, get through the rest of this week, hopefully well, take care of yourself, and goodbye. Thank you.